What's up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. Thank you for clicking on this video. Hopefully you enjoy this tutorial that I created for you on this makeup look that I'm wearing today. I posted it on my Instagram yesterday and a few people were asking me for details, so I decided that I would film it for you because I actually like the way it turned out. I used all MakeUpGeek eyeshadow products, so I'll go ahead and get right into the tutorial for you guys. If you do like this video, give me a thumbs up so I know kind of a temperature gauge on what you guys are interested in seeing. You can follow me on my social media links as well. I will leave that down below, and don't forget to subscribe. I appreciate it. I'm just trying to get better at doing more videos and whatnot and getting more comfortable, so please subscribe so that we can all be friends on the tube, you feel me? So yeah, anyways, I'm gonna stop talking and get right into the video.
Alright guys, first I'm going to start by priming my skin before foundation, just to have a nice even base. I don't always do primer, but I knew I was going to be wearing quite a bit of face makeup today, so I wanted it to look extra smooth and poreless. So that was the Maybelline Baby Skin Poreless Primer that I was tapping in with my fingers, and I followed that up with a little bit of the Smashbox Primer Water. And for foundation, I am using one of my favorites, the L'Oreal True Match Lumi Foundation. I'm in the color W4 at the moment because I'm a little bit more pink and pale, as you can tell. And I'm just going to buff and blend that in with a damp beauty blender. If you are somebody who has like a normal to dry skin type, I would highly recommend trying the L'Oreal Lumi foundation because it is the only thing I found at the drugstore that doesn't look dry and cakey on my face. So I just went ahead and filmed my actual brow routine off camera because it literally takes me like 15 minutes. So if you guys want a separate video for that, just let me know. Here I'm just priming my lids before the eyeshadow with a little bit of MAC's Prolongwear Paint Pot and Painterly. And the first color I'm going to use as a transition through the crease is going to be Creme Brulee from MakeUpGeek. I almost forgot. And I'm just using a fluffy blending brush. This one in particular is from MAC. It's a 224, but just keep in mind that any fluffy blending brush will do the job for you. The bigger, the better in this instance. Literally, I take forever and a day to blend out my crease colors because I'm so light-handed, so just take your time. This portion of the crease is going to be Chickadee from MakeUpGeek. I'm just going to go and add in like 2 or 3 layers of every color to get that transition that I want. And this brush is perfect for deepening the crease. It's the 221 from MAC. It's just a really tight, long blending brush. A little bit different than the 217, which you see me go back and forth and use right here with a little bit of Cocoa Bear, and I'm mostly keeping this on the outer corner of my eye. I go back and forth probably 5 to 10 times between the 217 and the 224, the 217 and the 224, just to constantly blend out those harsh lines so you get like a really soft gradient effect. I'll let you guys watch here for a second. Now for the eyelid, I went back in with more of my Painterly Paint Pot with a small synthetic brush just on the lower lid. Because I'm going to be using a loose pigment, I wanted to reapply my eyeshadow primer so that it has something to stick to, and I'm just really being precise on how I'm kind of carving out my eyelid area. And with the same brush, I just picked up a little bit of Afterglow pigment from MakeUpGeek, which is the prettiest color. It kind of reminds me of like Vanilla and Naked from MAC, like if they had a baby. It's kind of like this nudie champagne color, but more on the gold side. Anyway, I'm just tapping it in to that primer that I put on the lid, really trying to not get any fallout up into the crease or on my lid because I've already done my foundation. So just take your time and be precise. It will pay off in the end. Like that, voila. And then I followed it up again with kind of blending out my crease just because I didn't want to have like that harsh separation between colors. No extra product, just using my brush. And then highlighting the brow bone with a little bit of shimma. I usually don't like frosty colors in the brow bone highlight, but it kind of worked with this overall look. Eyeliner is really hard to film. Let me just tell you, I went through like 100 clips and this is the best I could do, so bear with me. I'm using INGLOT's gel liner, number 77, which is like pitch black. It's super waterproof, so you kind of have to work quickly or else it'll dry down on you. And I like to use a really precise liner brush. This is the 210 from MAC. A lot of people like to use a liner brush. Whatever suits you, by all means, knock yourself out. So for my concealer this day, I went ahead and used two different formulas. The first one is the NYX HD Concealer, which I'm putting on now. It is in the color Light, which has a lot more pink in it to really cancel out my under eye circles, but it wasn't quite as bright as I wanted it to be. Kind of like a highlight would do for me. So I went ahead and did a little bit of this just in like that really inner corner portion for the most part, and buffed it out with my beauty blender. And then I went in with a second concealer to really brighten up my eyes, which you'll see here in a second. There we go. This is the Maybelline Master Conceal. So this is a lot heavier of a formula. I'm just really kind of tapping it out with my ring finger to give me that super highlighted look. I forgot what I was gonna say. Anyways, you can see that I'm kind of doing that reverse triangle motion because I really wanted to brighten up my under eye, kind of the whole middle portion of my face, really, because I don't like to have a super low highlight because then you get like that weird reverse raccoon look. And don't be afraid if it looks like I'm wearing like 2 tons of concealer, because I promise you that the beauty blender is gonna absorb all the excess product for you. Like, there's a reason why the beauty blender gets all the hype that it does, is because it really works. So yeah, just buff it out until your arm gets a cramp, because that's usually what happens to me. And then I usually wait like a minute or two for my concealer to kind of naturally dry on its own. It's usually like 100 degrees here in Southern California, so I don't need much help in that department. But I do follow it up with a little bit of MAC PRO Emphasize setting powder under my eye with a flat Real Techniques setting brush, just to avoid any additional under eye creasing. And for contour, I've set it 531 times before. This is the Smashbox Contour Kit. If you guys don't have this, go ahead and pick it up. Do yourself a favor. It's extremely convenient and it has everything you need in one palette. This is the Morphe E4 brush. It's kind of like I believe a blended synthetic and natural fibered brush. Don't quote me on that, but it does have like a really sharp angle to it. So I'm just using the tip of the brush to chisel out my chic BALMs, and then I followed that up around the temples and forehead with whatever excess product was left over on my brush, just to create a little bit more balance to my face. And then using the same brush just on the very, very tip of the bristles, I'm just going to lightly contour both sides of my nose. Now we're gonna bake or cake or cook or drag out our face, basically. This is probably one of the best techniques out there that we stole from the drag queens, let's be honest. It is going to kind of remove any of that excess product that may have fallen while we were blending out our contour. So I'm just going to let that set into place. If you have really oily skin, this is kind of a good technique to use all over as well. So that's the L'Oreal. No, it's not. That's the Laura Mercier translucent powder. Sorry, I'm tripping. So I'm gonna let that sit while I do my blush. This is Milani's Luminoso, and another Morphe angled brush. I don't remember the number, so make sure you check the description box. I'll list all the products again. And now that we are done baking or cooking our face, we're just going to buff off the excess powder with a fluffy powder brush. Now I'm going to highlight to the gods. I'm obsessed with this highlighter. It's from the BALM Mary-Lou-Manizer. I know I'm late to the game, but nevertheless, here it is in full effect. I'm going to do the tops of my cheekbones, my nose, my cupid's bow, etc., etc. The more the merrier as far as I'm concerned with highlighting. Just go ham with it. And with a little pencil brush, I just dipped right into the Mary-Lou-Manizer to highlight my tear duct. And now I'm using the Rimmel London Nude eyeliner pencil to tightline my waterline. Underneath the lashes, I'm going to just buff out a little bit of creme brulee from MakeUpGeek. Same thing we use as our transition shade on top, and then follow that up with some chickadee on that same 221 blending brush, just to really diffuse out our under lash line. And we're going to add about 21 coats of mascara to the bottom and 31 coats of mascara to the top. I'm being dramatic, but honestly, why does mascara take so long? Damn. You can't live with it, you can't live without it, right? And the lashes that I'm using today are from Jenae. They are called Grand Glamour. They're so pretty. They have a really thick band, so you kind of have to bend and shake with them a little bit. Bend and shake. You know what I mean, like bend and flex the lash band a little bit, just to kind of make it a little bit more rounded to your eye shape. But they're incredibly pretty. If you're ever having a bad makeup day, just put on some lashes. I swear it really transforms your whole look. So check out her Instagram if you want to see what they look like in the box. I picked mine up at Target. The lip liner I'm using is in the color Whirl from MAC, which is a pretty universal shade. I think it looks beautiful on anybody with almost any lip color, to be honest. And then I'm going to follow that up with a little bit of LA Girls Liquid Matte Lipstick in the color Dreamy. If you guys have never tried these LA Girl liquid lipsticks, I promise you they are like the most affordable liquid lipsticks with incredible color payoff. I'll leave a link down below. They're bomb. And then, per usual, I'm just going to take a quick shower in a little bit of Fix Plus, and that's going to finish our look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for all of your positive feedback on my last video and my Instagram post. Don't forget to follow my social media links and subscribe if you aren't already. I would really appreciate that. Leave me any requests in the comment section, and I look forward to posting another video soon. Thank you guys. I love you. Bye.